In this video, I'm going to show you how you can use expressions on your form to add your own custom validation. So we're going to add 2 email fields and make sure that they match. And if they don't match, the person will not be able to submit the form. So I'm going to create a new form. I'm going to call this email example form. And I'm just going to get rid of some of the fields to make this a little bit simpler, just so it's very easy to see. We've got our first name, last name, and email address field. And what I'm going to do is click the 3 dots next to email address. I'm going to duplicate that field. I'm going to call this confirm your email. And it's basically exactly the same as the previous email. You see that it's required because it has a minimum answer of 1, which means they have to provide an answer, and a maximum answer of 1, which means that they can only provide 1 answer. So we've got email address and confirm email. And what I'm going to do is add another field. I'm just going to choose a checkbox. And I'm going to do email addresses, confirm email address matches, something like this. And here I'm going to make this a minimum of 1 and a maximum of 1, which means you have to tick this box. But we're going to click expressions, and we're going to make the box true or false based on the input that the person puts into the form. So I'm going to go down here to set value to. I'm going to click the little target and choose email address, and then I'm going to click it again. I'm just going to click here and press space. I'm going to click confirm your email, and that's referring to this email address field, and this one is the key of that email field. And what I want to do is add equals equals, and you'll see that this tick box has suddenly gone checked, so it's true because these 2 fields actually exist. Now, the reason why they are exactly the same is because this one's empty and that one's empty. So what we also want to do is make sure that there's actually a value filled in. So I'm going to write model.email and then write and. So the and is a JavaScript operator that says and. I'm going to put this in brackets, this section. And the equals equals means is equal to. So basically we're going to say this will be ticked if you've typed in an email, as well as the email that you've typed in matches the confirmed email that you've typed in. And let's test this out. So I'm going to write test@test.com, and you'll see it's not ticked yet. And if I write test@test.com, you'll see it gets ticked. Now if I change that email to something different, it gets unticked. So for that, now what we need to do is click the checkbox over here, and we're just going to go down to CSS classes and write hidden. Now I might have to reset my form here just to see that in effect, but basically there's a checkbox that you can't see on the screen, and if I hit submit, it's actually going to come up with an error saying that this is required. Now if I write test, we'll do test@test.com and test@testing.com, you'll see that this imaginary checkbox is actually throwing an error. Now we can click this over here, and we can also change the title. We can also change the custom error message and say, please ensure that your email addresses match exactly. And we'll just hit reset, and we'll try that again. Test@testing.com, test@test.com, and if we hit submit, you'll see, hey, please ensure that your email addresses match exactly. It actually tells us that custom error message. And if we do test, we'll just reset the form again. Test@test.com, test@test.com. It will allow us to submit. Whereas if they were different, it won't allow us to submit.